part of you.
They
Embrace
really
it.
got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
There's something...
What the fuck? I was wondering, I'm like, yo.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
Don't tell me what a shield.
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
Oh.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? Could it be? Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
Oh, nice little Dan and Bass. Ooh.
Reel it in.
Give me my fish.
Anybody could reel in that.
You sure know what you're doing.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Hey, see what happens, bro.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
Just don't go around catching no
When you put it like
tilapia.
that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
Hey, you look like you know your way with a rod. Please don't say it like that. I've been fishing a long time and have built up a good collection of equipment for it. I'll share it with you if you're interested. I just want one thing in exchange. All I ask is you to show me records of any fish you catch. The more you catch, the more equipment I'll hook you up with. If you need anything, I'm always here. Don't be afraid to come up and talk to me. Ooh, you're fishing expert at Talka Pond. Okay. Miguel's Rod. Beginner's Popper. Ooh, quest complete. An invitation to fish. In igneous discharge. I'm not even gonna say that. That doesn't sound. You know what? Let it go. All right, let's heal this guy. See, not all Renin soldiers. Back to my miss. Sorry. Forget I spoke. Carry on. Don't mind me. Infantry shield.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Why not just take the thanks? Like, why you gotta be so extra? Yo, him with that fucking crowd on his head is killing me. What's with the silence?
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
Not the
I don't
point.
know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You
Hey,
know,
yo.
she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Yo, what? Yo, what's she a
Sorry.
damage,
It's not that easy,
Renwell?
shaking off old
Damn.
habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Matter of fact, edit. See, why make it seem like we're gonna get more characters in this game, but then we really don't? Okay, so you could run theoretically a 3-man party. Of course you can. That's just great. I really don't want to take Renwell out, but I'm going to take her out for a couple battles. Look at that. We got the whole crew with us. Okay. Oh, so I could raise a horse? Dude, I'm still tripping off the fact that this costs so fucking much. And you still can't buy weapons, you have to forge them. Oh, shit. So these are refined weapons. I guess I should have kept this, but I can always craft it again, so. Oh, shit. Damn, I can't make none of this motherfucker's weapons. Don't I have this weapon already? Shit, I can't make anything new.
I think I'll try to make that new recipe with this.
All right, but I'll decide how spicy it is.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally,
Wait,
I've added some
what
flair
she
to it
wearing
in
is
places.
definitely
I
not
noticed.
standard issue.
Especially with that open back.
Oof.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
As if this place wasn't cold enough, it's also pitch black. I'm amazed anyone can live in this realm.
Seriously. Having all this snow everywhere makes it harder to walk or get anything done. And not having any light to see by makes the uneven terrain even more difficult.
Calagli is no walk in the park either. It's dusty and there's rocks everywhere. And it's on fire all over the place.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you mention it, all those fires are a pretty weird phenomenon. They were always so annoying to navigate around.
Out here, fire's as important as water to our survival. So are the trees we use for firewood.
Is it that rare to see the sun here?
Not just rare. Until I went to Calaglia, I'd never seen sunlight before. I'd only heard about it.
Damn.
I couldn't believe just how hot and bright it seemed to be. But I guess in most realms, it's just a fact of life. They're used to it.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it? The way the sorts of things people take for granted change from one place to another.
Ooh. We just need some sea bream. And then this one, all we need is some fucking rice. Oh shit, so I can continue making XP boosts.
Dohalim, care if I hang out
Talk
for
to
a while?
Dolaim for a minute.
You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though.
Oh,
I just
man.
figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as Lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way.
You'll be
I
alright.
do believe it's about time that I retire.
Law, growing boy. When sent flying, press up plus RT to recover and land without being down.
Shall we get moving?
Alright, let's press on.